In 2023, I welcome opportunities to know myself deeper. I welcome freedom. I welcome an existence beyond my wildest dreams. Happy 2023, everyone. Oh, my camera's crooked. I got my tea today, so you know we're gonna be having a chat. So, okay, this is good. This is good. Cheers. In one of my previous videos where I talked about the spiritual lessons I learned from having locks, I literally filmed that video on my living room floor while I was drinking some tea, and that video I am most proud of, not because the editing was great or I said everything perfectly, but when I watched that video back, I knew that I was just speaking organically from the heart versus performing in front of a camera. And I tend to do that in a lot of my videos, not intentionally, but I mean, when you notice a camera in front of you, you're gonna be more conscious of how you speak and if you're making sense and how your posture looks and, you know, all of these external things. But I realized that at the end of the day, people are receiving my messages, and I appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting. And I just wanted to share that moment of gratitude. We made it to a new year, and if you didn't know, this is Anita's World, a safe space for everyone. In a new year, we typically set goals. Yesterday was New Year's Eve, and I spent the evening reading old journals and reflecting on manifestations that I wrote for prior years. And I'm very grateful to say that I did accomplish all of my goals for 2022. And really, that's just a testament of manifestation and the power of your mind and your voice. And I know that's very cliche. I feel like a lot of people are sharing that perspective on the internet, but it's not for no reason. Like, manifestation is a real thing. Whatever you think, whatever you project out is what will be reflective of your reality. The past few years, when I have written down my goals and manifestations, they have been SMART goals. SMART goals are goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. And this is the kind of goal where you get really specific about what the goal is, how you're gonna execute it, when you're gonna execute it by. Typically, it's very quantifiable. And I think those goals are great. But this year I decided to shift my focus a little bit because those SMART goals weren't really coming to me as easily as they have in the past years. And I was able to realize that's because in the past I was always chasing something. It was always like a new thing that I wanted to get done or accomplish, or a goal that I wanted to meet. And for once in my life, I can say that I am content and I'm not necessarily chasing the next thing like I had been in the prior years. And I think SMART goals are great, don't get me wrong, and I will be having more of those in the future. But for 2023, I really wanted to shift my focus on what I am welcoming in this new year, what I am welcoming into my life. And of course, there's things that I want to improve in ways in which I want to grow, but I am at peace and happiness and contentment in my life the way that it is currently, and I'm not necessarily focused on chasing the next thing. I encourage you to set SMART goals for yourself if it aligns, but if you find that is not something that necessarily resonates with you for this year, I encourage you to write what you are welcoming in 2023. And that's what I decided to shift my focus on. And so I want to share a journal entry with you guys that I wrote describing what I will be welcoming in 2023. In 2023, I welcome gentleness. I welcome genuine love. I welcome softness. I welcome meaningful connections. I welcome pure intentions. I welcome new experiences and adventures. I welcome opportunities to know myself deeper. I welcome freedom. I welcome an existence beyond my wildest dreams. In 2023, I welcome being poured into. I welcome being honored. I welcome people showing up for me. I welcome being softly adorned. I get chills every time I read that. It just feels so right with my spirit. I wanted to share that with you guys with the hopes of inspiring you to think about what you're going to welcome in 2023. A lot of times we stand in our own way of getting the things that we want. And I feel like that's a simple truth that I've heard before, but it just now clicked for me. I wanted all of the things that I just said, but I realized I was standing in my own way of getting that. And what that looks like for me, especially as an independent Black woman, is, people would want to show up for me. And maybe I would be like, oh no, you don't have to do that. Oh no, you didn't have to get me that. Oh no, you didn't have to do that for me. And just be like, oh no, I got it. And not allowing people to help you when they offer help. And not allowing people to show up for you when they genuinely want to. Not because they feel like they have to, but because they want to, they care about you. And I feel like sometimes as independent women, we're so used to doing things ourselves and figuring things out ourselves and, being these hustlers, these go-getters, that we don't even make space for people to show up for us because we're too busy showing up for our own selves and others. At least that's what I have done when people try to show up for me. And I want to release that. I realized if I want those things, I can't block that out. I actually have to be welcoming and accepting of it. Another thing is, I welcome gentleness and softness. And I know in 2022, one of the main topics was living a soft life or a luxurious life. And I realized in the past, I put a lot of value in my work and how much, like my work ethic, how much I work, how hard I worked. For me, it was like, I worked this many hours, I put this much overtime in, yada, 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 yada. And now I realize, I don't necessarily need to wear that as a badge of honor. That is not a direct reflection of my value. And if anything, at that time, I was probably working harder and not as smart as I could have in the way that I do now. And so toward the end of 2023 or 2022, I started having more opportunities in my work life where I was able to work, 4 or 5 hours a day and then have the rest of the day to myself and to really spend time doing what I want and pouring into me. And for a minute, I was feeling like, am I doing enough? It felt weird because I had never experienced anything like that. But now I'm like, I welcome more days like that where I can, put a good 3, 4, 5 hours into my work and get it done and then focus on myself. That is what a soft life is to me, is being able to pour into myself and not have any regrets and not have any second thoughts or second guesses about it. And so that's what 2023 is about for me, is just welcoming in those beautiful moments, however it shows up for me, welcoming freedom. And I feel like once I open my heart a little bit more and allow those things to flow into me, I will be able to carry that mindset for forever. This isn't just a 2023 thing. This is something that I want to keep going forever. So I just encourage you to really think about what you want to welcome in 2023 and not standing in your own way. And I would really love for you to drop a comment below if you're watching this and just share what you are welcoming in 2023. And if you're not quite sure yet, you can use my journal entry as a guide, as an affirmation, and we can just be on this journey of welcoming all the things that we want and not standing in our own way.